Listen, I got a couple little things to say. Let's talk for a minute. I'm talking about Miss Netta. Child, listen. I was out here in these internet streets walking around and I seen some information that said that Miss Netta and Charles were going to be on the next season coming up for Love and Hip Hop. Now, listen, I used to review Love and Hip Hop real heavy. I was all down with it, child. New York, Miami, um, Atlanta, baby, I was in it. Hosaline and Stevie J and Mimi and Sukiyana and all, baby, it was a good time. Listen, my time with Love and Hip Hop and all of that fabulous time. Um, One of the most it goes into my most fun of doing reviews of shows. Love and Hip Hop was going to give you something, but it just got to a point where it was just the same old, and then it just kind of got old, and I'm like, okay, so I kind of like pulled back from it. So now allegedly they get ready to throw Miss Netta and Charles up on there. Now that's gonna draw me back in. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. If Miss Netta and Charles is getting ready to be on Love and Hip Hop, baby, I'm gonna be back on to the Love and Hip Hop train, and I'm gonna be watching. There's no way that I could not watch them because what are they get ready to do? What are they get ready to do? Do Miss Netta got some type of album get ready to come out? Her and Charles they rapping, she singing. Am I gonna see Miss Netta out here in her cowboy quarter bucking? Well, maybe she shouldn't buck because you get the bucking, honey. That's when you gonna see Joe. So, and who's she going to be with? Like all these questions started running through my head. Who is Miss Netta really going to be with? Who is she going to film with? Like I mean, let's touch it a little bit. Maybe Spice. Maybe Spice. I can see Spice. Spice is raw enough maybe to hang with a Miss Netta. But then there's a whole nother thing with people that really mess with Spice, mess with Miss Netta. And then you got Charles. Some of the guys might would hang with Charles, but he would be the comic view of whatever it is because they're going to be like clowning him. So I don't know. And then all this stuff about their sexuality and them being part of the Jabitiqua. And does she really consider herself part of the Jabitiqua? Is she even her pronoun? What the hell does Miss Netta? What is Miss Netta's story? Well, I don't know, but this is what I am going to say. I am going to say this: whatever that genre of fans dish out, Miss Netta, don't you shouldn't be looking for the Jabitiqua to get behind you and be protested and be mad with Mona or any of the things when you get on. Whatever it is that they throw at you, you got to be ready for because we've already had representation. Remember when Milan Christopher was on? And child, it was what it was. It was kind of touchy. It was touchy here and there with what was being said. But again, you're walking into their world. We got to be fair. It's Love and Hip Hop. It is the hip hop genre. It's not, at times, it's not gay friendly. At times, it's not gay friendly. Milan Christopher, a lot of times, Milan got away with a lot of stuff because he's just aesthetically, Milan's going to get over. He's beautiful. He is. I mean, I met him years and years and years and years ago. He was younger then. I met him in the ballroom years ago. That child has always been beautiful. Like he literally is just a stunning, beautiful black specimen. And that just is what that is. So as far as him being on the show, that there he was going to win and lose all at the same time. We kind of knew it going in, so I didn't take nothing too much offensive, too much about what went on. A lot of times I felt like they stereotyped themselves. Him and the little boy. I can't even remember the little boy's name. That they went through all that fighting and showing it. It was a whole bunch of clownage, a whole bunch of clownage. But one thing I didn't do was get all in my feelings about somebody saying something out of the way about gay and whatever. You step over into that realm, you must be ready for whatever it is that you're actually going to see. So I'm saying that now before we even get started. Before we even get started, if you think that you're going to go on Love and Hip Hop and that all of a sudden it's going to be something first of all, it's not groundbreaking because you're not the first to do it. You're not the first to do it, and you're really not of the caliber of those who actually went before you. So, Miss Thing, don't you get yourself up there and think that the Legibitiquois get ready to jump behind you and be like, oh, don't treat her like that. Girl, you're going to get clowned, and we're all going to be guilty. I'm just being real. We're all going to be guilty. I'm telling you, you get your ass up on that screen and you go on Love and Hip Hop, Miss Netta, you get to doing all this clowning and stuff. Girl, I told you, oh, here it is. Just read my book. Now look, doing commercials for the free. You know, I ain't into that. But yeah, it's a little lime situation, little lime margarita situation. But yeah, I mean, it's just going to be what it's going to be. I'm kind of excited. I hope it really does happen because, like I said, I kind of gave up on Love and Hip Hop because they wasn't really bringing nothing that was keeping me engaged. Charles and that dinner and her and them roaches, and here we go. How reality TV is reality TV real? You know, there's a piece of it that's reality. There's a piece of it that's whatever. Because isn't it just, we hear about her going to go on the show, and then here she come on Instagram or TikTok or wherever she was with roaches. 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 And here's the thing. Embarrassing yourself in that manner, that's definitely going to be show worthy. You'll definitely get some chit-chatting going. You definitely will, but we're going to clown the heck out of you with that kind of stuff. I couldn't believe, she's sitting on there, you're basically doing a video cooking and talking about roaches, and you're giving the difference between roaches and cockroaches and water bugs versus Miss Netta, girl. Miss Netta. So this is what we doing, girl. We get ready to go to Love and Hip Hop by way of ROACHVILLE. I sat there and seen her, and I'm like, what is this meal she's doing? And it's some sloppy joes or something. And the next thing I know, I see a roache go flying across the counter and cut around the back. And then she jumped and tried to act like, I said, bitch, we seen it. We seen that roach. We seen it, old big old nasty piece of roach. We seen it. We seen it. And then it went flying across the floor. And you over there just randomly trying to give some type of PSA or some type of lesson on the difference between cockroaches and the ones that fly and girl, don't nobody give a damn. Don't nobody give a damn. You can try to explain it as much as you want. When you see a roach, only one thing come to mind, and that ain't never gonna change. Nasty house having bitch. I'm just telling the truth. Now, we looked around the house. The house, you know, for the most part, it appears very clean and tidy. Clean and tidy. But again, we only see what we see. We got filters on and stuff like that a lot of times. And yeah, it look clean and tidy, but shit, them counters could be sticky as hell. There's some reason why the roaches is hanging on. And you talking about a water bug. Water bug, do you usually see water bugs on couch? See, now here we go, because now I'm picking apart your little story, Miss Netta. Water bugs are attracted to water. They're attracted to water. But do you usually see water bugs on counters, climbing on cabinets and shit like that? You don't. You see them on the floor. You see them in basements. You see them around toilets. Not so much the sink. Not so much the sink. So I wasn't buying what you was selling, sis. I wasn't buying what you was selling. You just said they got roaches because Netta sprinkle sugar on everything. Roaches, not water bugs. She kept trying to put it off on water bugs. I said, yes, around water, but in the kitchen, I don't think I've ever seen water bugs in a kitchen. I don't. Well, see, I don't got them, and I didn't grow up with them like that, so I don't. But I ain't never seen water bugs in the kitchen. Bathrooms, basements, dank, dark places. Usually your kitchen ain't dank or dark. Roaches, roaches, roaches. That's what would be in the kitchen. And again, like I said, it looks neat. It looks clean, but it don't have to. Do you think it's clean? It could be very sticky and look clean. And then you see roaches running around air fryers and things of that nature. Do you really clean it or do you straighten it up? I don't know. But if this is the kind of thing that's going to go on while you're doing Love and Hip Hop, girl, we will definitely be tuned in. Can you imagine what will happen with the ratings and how many people will be watching if you're literally, because that's one thing, we ain't seen nobody on no reality show and no damn roaches just go running on by. First of all, the crew will be pissed off at roaches and shit all in their good expensive cameras and things, because I'm sure old nasty roach infestation inside of a camera would make it malfunction, and that would cost thousands of dollars and hold up production. And the people who actually get hired to do these things are you know, of a caliber. Would they really want to be in a house with roaches running around, trying to film something, trying to catch something, and you talk about, yo, dinner's ready? I don't know, but it just sounds interesting to me, and I'm definitely going to be having to watch. I'm going to have to watch. I'm definitely going to have to go back into my 11 hip hop bag with Netta and this roach situation. And I'm still, who is she going to film with? That is the part that's killing me. Who's going to hang with her? Who's going to hang with her? Because she kind of soft feeling. She get mad. She get mad real quick and cuss you out. She be cussing you out. Girl, they're going to be eating you alive. You get on there and be cussing those ladies out and carrying on. They're going to eat you alive, sister. They're going to eat you alive. Then when you turn around and you go into that whole conversation about, because you're going to have to give us some understanding about Joe versus Netta. And all of this, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not trans, I'm not, because I don't know where you fit in. I really don't. I don't know where you fit in the ride on the rainbow. You never gave straight answers about that. Never gave straight answers about that. And if you're loving hip hop Atlanta, the girls in Atlanta, they're used to, they got down in Atlanta, they got some of the baddest trans girls that you've ever seen. They walk around and they're giving what it needs to give, and that kind of thing. You giving Joe. Now they got drag, like regular drag performers too. They got some bricks. They got some of everything, And there's not, there are drag queens and things that look like you, but what you giving, and who you hanging with? It's loving hip hop. It's glam. It's living a certain lifestyle. What you giving? Who you hanging with? And you're right there. You're a mixed girl. Now I mentioned Spice, but I can't see you hanging with Spice. Again, some of the men that be with Spice and the producers and stuff, will they really be hanging around with Netta and Charles? I don't know. And then you turn around and just the aesthetic. Girl, you be running around with trousers full of nickels, honey. You having a bag full of nickels in your trousers, girl. Well, again, I don't know where to put you. I don't know where to put you. I don't know. I'm so confused. Hey James, what happened? What's happening, love? Popped in to catch you from the beginning. I don't watch Love and Hip. I haven't been watching it, but I'm gonna have to log back in. I'm telling you. You know they still will fight on Love and Hip Hop. Can't nobody fight Joe though. Ain't nobody gonna be fighting Joe. And that is a figment of Joe's imagination. Ain't nobody gonna be fighting that man on there, clowning with a bag full of nickels in the front of his pants. Talk about killing roaches. It's definitely going to be interesting. It's just going to be interesting to get, and I think it's going to be more entertaining for the heterosexual crowd to clown us a bit. They're going to throw a whole bunch of stuff at us, and I'm saying to the gays, I'm saying it right now. Y'all going to get mad at me now. Don't y'all be sitting up here getting mad. Don't y'all get mad about nothing because Netta get ready to get on here, and it's going to be a clown fest. And Monique told y'all, honey, when the clown comes back to bite, honey, yep, you cannot get mad if you throw a curveball of confusion toward the heterosexual crowd. And then you sitting up there trying to lean on, but I'm legit bigger than. And you can't say that to me. They can say whatever they want to say to you. If you want to confuse the people, then the people are going to ask you for answers. And that roundabout stuff that you do where you don't be answering questions, that's not going to work. And I'm telling you, pants with a bag of nickels in there, that's there's gonna be questions about that. So you gotta be ready to answer. Cause hell, I'm from the damn rainbow. I'm a rainbow rider and bitch, I don't know what you got going on. I don't understand it. I got questions. And you know, I usually have a bunch of answers to a lot of the questions. Bro, these damn bugs, honey. I don't know. It made me click my button. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of scared for you, bitch. I don't know how this gonna turn out. I don't, but I do know one thing. If you make it on the show and they air it, you got you gotta watch it, baby. You got a set of eyes, and I'm gonna definitely review it, baby. I'm gonna help you to get wherever it is that you get to. If you get real famous, I'm gonna be playing a part in it. If you get dragged and skull dragged and your knees is bleeding, I'm gonna be doing that too. I'll be amongst the ones you be cussing out, cause girl, listen, I'm going to do my job. That's my job. If you clown, I clown. I do what you do. That's all. I do what you do. But I'm telling you, we can't take none of this seriously. And I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now. Y'all getting it on film. You know I don't be erasing videos. I'm saying it now. I'm not going to sit up and get mad at people. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit up and say, we're being so disrespected. First of all, there is no we. When I get in drag, there don't be no nickels and quarters and shit in my pockets. Period. Period. I don't play them kind of games. So no, I'm not going to be sitting around getting mad at people, and that is, you shouldn't expect us to get mad at people. So I'm telling you, when you go in, you on your own, sister, with this mess. Absolutely. But I think it's going to be very entertaining if it actually happens. But them roaches, stop trying to explain that away. That's crazy. That mess is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Roaches have always signified nastiness. Roaches will always signify nastiness. And to try to explain it away, it ain't never happened in the past and it ain't happening in the future. Again, I can't say that your house doesn't look tidy. It does. It looks tidy. It looks clean. But is it clean? Or is it sticky? Because I can't see sticky. You know how sticky it gets? I can't see that on screen. But I know I've seen a roach, a big roach. And if you've seen one walking comfortably like that, there's 20 more walking comfortably somewhere else in the house. Because it was just moseying along. It wasn't dark. It wasn't nighttime, I don't think. And there was people. Roaches don't be really just running out with people like they am. That roach was just as comfortable. I said, oh, bitch. Whatever. Listen, I ain't got no more. I'm going to be sitting, waiting patiently. Netta girl, we're going to be waiting on you, Joe, and Charles to come on and entertain us. And all I'm saying, girl, don't get mad. Bye, y'all.